Hello, folks, and welcome to CFN Fantasy Focus, our first year doing it. We're excited to be doing it. I'm here with Jebbert. I'm Goose Luck, and what we're going to do is go over the playoff matchups in our fantasy league, the CFN. We'd first like to give out a shout-out to our commissioner, Cheesy, Mark Kraft, as some of you know. We call him Cheesy. Good job this year on being a commissioner.
Good job, Cheesy.
Yeah, and so I guess what we'll do here, let's get started right. The only way we know how while we're drinking pesos is to get a shot in. Let's see here while we're... Let's take a shot, get this thing started.
That was a good one, Goose.
Tastes pretty good. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
All right, Jebbert, why don't you pick one of your matchups? What we're going to do is review the matchups. We got four games. Yeah, so we each pick two of the matchups. We're going to review them. Start off with one of yours.
All right, we're going to start off with a big matchup with my guy to my right here. Goose's Blue Mambas versus the Beavers. Of course, Goose is the owner of Goose's Blue Mambas, and everyone knows Beaver as the owner of the Beavers. The key players I got in this matchup for Goose is Jimmy Graham, tight end for New Orleans, and Matt Ryan, quarterback for the Falcons. Beavers is Phillip Rivers, quarterback for San Diego, and A.J. Green, all-star wide receiver for Cincinnati Bengals. I'm going to go over questionable players they need to step up. For Goose, I would say Jordy Nelson. You know, with quarterback being out, you never know who, how he's going to play. And for Beaver, I'm going to say Le'Veon Bell. He is actually questionable for this game, so we'll see what happens. He needs to step up for Beaver to get off a win this week, I think. On to you, Goose.
My turn?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to start off with the two veteran fantasy players, and I'm big fans of both these owners. We got Cheesy with the Cheese Bangers, and we got Fred, my buddy Fred. He's got the Bongers coming in, and they're playing their matchup. Their projections look like this. Pretty even. I mean, it's 101 to 100. Cutting out them fractional points. It's anybody's ball game. I'm definitely looking at the key players for the Bangers, Cheesy's team, being Rashard Mendenhall. I think Mendenhall, he's been up and down this year. I don't think he's been a solid performer by any means as a fantasy player, but he's the type of guy that can make a difference for Cheesy this week, and I believe that. I look for Julius Thomas to have a big game against the Titans for Cheesy. Playing the Titans, I think they're going to have an open middle of the field. Peyton's ready to go off. He's playing the best he has, arguably, in his career. So, I really like that matchup. I'm excited. I'll tell you what, the Bongers, as far as their key players, they've got a lot of them. I like the Keenan Allen playing this week, the San Diego wide receiver. Another player I like, I think it's going to be real important for him, is Zach Stacy, the running back for the Rams. So, it can go either way in the matchup. I'm excited. I know you're excited about it. Jebbert, what's your next matchup?
All right, for our next matchup, we've got Mark Riley's Brackets Bombers versus Austin Kraft's Team Superfly. Okay, two novelists in fantasy football, I'd say, as I am myself. Here we go. Big players for Brackets Bombers, I'd like to say. Peyton Manning, of course, always the man. You know, he's going to have big games for Mark every week. And Calvin Johnson, another every week, go out there, put up big points. For Team Superfly, Austin, number one, Eric Decker has just blown off this season because of Peyton Manning. You know how that goes. And then just came back about halfway through the season, but he's putting up big numbers for him each week, is Rob Gronkowski, tight end for the hated New England Patriots. They're question marks. For Mark, I would say Brian Hartline. You know, you never know how the Miami Dolphins are going to play each week. So that's my question for him. Is he going to step up and get the touchdowns? He usually has a lot of yardage, but not so many touchdowns.
True.
For Austin, I will say I would probably call this the bust of the year is picking Ray Rice at running back. Because Ray Rice has just had a terrible, ungodly year.
Below mediocre, I'd say, yeah.
I don't know what happened to the Baltimore Ravens, but Ray Rice is not putting up numbers. So, Austin, for you to get the win this week, I think Ray Rice needs to step up.
All right, well said. Well, now you had something to say about the younger Kraft.
Austin Kraft, please do not offer trades of an injured player for a starting running back. That just don't fly in Jebbert's Jackal's boat.
All right, nice to throw that out there. Now I'm going to go to my last matchup, the fourth matchup here. It's going to be the owner of the Jebbert's Jackals to my right. He's going to go against Smacky, our friend Smacky, who owns the Buddy Boys. Great matchup. The projections show it as 113 for the Jackals to 101 for the Buddy Boys. Hey, your favorite. It feels good.
It feels real good.
Now, key players I see in this matchup for the Jackals, his team. Pierre Garçon. Let me tell you something. Now, RG3 this year has played below average in my book. But one thing I can say is RG3 has progressed as a quarterback as far as looking down the field and making passes. And we all know from his days in Indy and his days with Washington, Pierre Garçon has the ability to go off and make a difference. I'm talking 30, 40-point difference. And if you all been paying attention, wide receivers have went off this year. The running backs are dead. In fantasy football, it's all about the wide receivers and the quarterback hookup. It's what it is.
That's that ball.
It's what it is. So as far as the Buddy Boys, looking at them, I really like a key player for him being Danny Woodhead. Now this guy has been a thorn in everyone's side. He's a hard runner, but he's capable of a lot of touchdowns because he gets the ball receiving and he gets the ball running, which makes him a dual threat, obviously.
Dual threat.
So that's what I see right there. I'll tell you what, we need to kind of wrap this up. What we're going to do here to end this is a lightning round. A lightning round where we say who we think is going to win the game. We're going to both pick each matchup. Jebbert, start us out.
Let's kick it off. We're going to go off with the first matchup, of course, which I said first was Goose's Blue Mambas projected 110 versus the Beavers, who is projected 115. So Goose is the underdog. I am actually going to take the underdog in this and go with Goose.
Yeah! All right, and I see the matchup going the same way. Goose's Blue Mambas, the number 8 seed, is going to upset the number 1 seed Beavers. Now, if you know the history of the Goose's Blue Mambas and Goose in general, I make big plays in the playoffs. I mean, I'm just saying I do. And that's what's going to happen again. Beaver, you're done. All right, buddy. I agree with you there, Jebbert. Let's look at the next matchup. I'm going to go here. Jebbert's Jackals versus the Buddy Boys. Now, to make better TV for you guys, I wanted to pick against Jebbert. I wanted to pick the Buddy Boys. But being a 12-point underdog as of today, December 4th, I'm going with the Jackals. I think he has too much firepower. His running backs are phenomenal. Jebbert, not to make you feel good, but Adrian Peterson, Sean Marino.
Thank you.
The two best running backs in the league numbers-wise.
Gotta say.
Alfred Morris. Okay, we'll forget him for now. Great year. I'm picking the Jackals.
Like you even have to ask me, but of course I'm going with the Jackals. Everything Goose said is correct. I think I have the way better running back. So, yeah, I'm definitely taking the Jackals.
What's the next matchup?
Next matchup, we are going to go with Brackets Bombers, projection 113 versus Team Superfly, projected 105. I am going with, not just because he's my family, but I'm going with Mark Riley's Brackets Bombers. Peyton Manning, Calvin Johnson going to light it up.
And I agree with you there. Not much to say there. Austin Kraft, hey, you're coming a long way as a fantasy player. Brackets Bombers, he's young too as far as fantasy, but he's a little more progressed. His team's a little better. I'm going with the Bombers as well.
All right, Goose,
our last matchup here, and one of my favorites, Cheese Bangers, Bombers. Two friends of mine. I'm analyzing the matchup. I'm looking at it. You want me to pick this one first?
Go for it, brother.
All right. I look for the Bangers to pull off the victory. I think it's going to be a really hard-fought game. I look for it to be a I'd say anywhere from 5 to 10-point win. I think it to come down to the Monday night game. So that's who I picked. Go ahead with your pick.
Cheesy, you know I love you, but this week I have to go with the Bongers with the upset victory to me. Yeah, I think he just steps up. He gets a solid plays from all of his key players, and he takes you down, Cheesy.
I hope you guys had time to watch it. It went a little longer than we expected. We've enjoyed it. I think it's about 8 minutes of your time. Thank you very much for watching. I think we'll take a drink to the playoffs.
Playoffs! Cheers,
We're going to have a cheers. We're going to get out of here.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Hey.